Hi guys, the tentative date of NEET PG 2026 is finally out, and we are here to help you strategize early so that you can be successful and get a good rank and get the branch of your choice in the NEET PG 2026 exam.
So my name is Dr. Rishabh Jain. I'm a radiology faculty.
And I am Dr. Vishika Chakravarti. I am an Obs and Gynae faculty.
Yeah. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the NEET PG 2026 date, which has been revealed. What is the big deal out of it? And first of all, let me ask Oishika, do you think that this is the final NEET PG date?
On
Because they mention it as a
tentative
tentative
date,
date.
yeah. So I think going by the last couple of years, I would not place my bet on this being 100% the final date, right? Having said that, it is always a good idea, like although it's been postponed in the last couple of years, it's always a good idea to be prepared beforehand rather than think that, oh yes, definitely it's going to get postponed.
Yeah.
So definitely this is the date that we should keep as the date of the exam.
And I would also say that don't think कि postponement तो होएगा ही. Like don't consider postponement as a norm like
Yeah.
it has been for the last few years, because this date is pretty late. 30th August is the farthest or the latest. मतलब it's the farthest NEET PG has ever been conducted. Last time it was in early August.
Yeah.
उससे पहले it was in late July. 30th August pretty late. But
So
what?
maybe this date has been given
Yeah.
keeping in mind possibility of postponement had it been conducted
Earlier.
earlier.
Yeah, and also because since this year's NEET PG counseling was pretty much delayed, the joining started in December first week, November end only. So I think the new batch in 2026 will also start in December.
Mm,
And keeping everything in mind, they have
definitely.
kept 30th August. So I would say that there is good possibility that 30th August is your actual date as well,
Yeah.
right? So what to do now? Next step is, sir, आपने बता तो दिया कि 30th अगस्त के लिए तैयारी करनी है, what to do?
Okay. So this is actually very, very similar to the situation I found myself in at the end of my internship. So in my internship, I did not really prepare for any of the entrances. My internship ended on 31st of December, and I had exactly around 5 or 6 months before the next INICT, 5 months to be precise, and I had 1 year to go before I took my NEET entrance exam. That is, of course, when it used to be conducted towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my head, it was very clear that the target was NEET and not INI at that time. And it was also very clear to me that INI in the mid session would be a very good assessor to see how my preparation is going.
Yeah.
So that is the strategy I think the rest of you should all keep in mind. Keep NEET PG as your target with a secondary emphasis on the mid session INICT to help you see whether your preparation is on track.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe you even, get a good rank in INICT.
Yeah, and especially since INICT, as Vishika mentioned, is bang in the middle. It's on 16th May, right? So you have around uh, 4 months for your INICT, February, March, April, uh, around we are in, towards the end of January, the exam is in mid-May. So you have around 4 months, little less than 4 months, but still. So that should be a very good target for you. Now, if we take the whole timeline from 22nd Jan to 30th August, I would emphasize that you finish your first reading by 30th April, right? So you have Feb, March, April, 3 months, a little more than 3 months to complete your first reading if you have started now, right? Even if you have started now, 100% you'll get selected in this NEET PG if you manage this time very well. So first reading for 3 months, then 15 days we both have given for you revising for the INI-CT, because again, we don't want you to go without
Yeah.
any revision
Yeah.
for INI-CT.
And sometimes it does happen that you think you're not going to make it in INICT, but you underestimate your preparation and you do end up doing it. So do not take it very lightly and just as the revision exam as well.
Yeah. So 30th April, first reading, then INI-CT on 16th May. And then for the next 2 months, that is May and June. Okay, sorry, May and June, we have given you 2 months or around 45 days after NEET INI-CT for your first revision. Right now, this is the time when everything will start consolidating in your mind. This is the time when the GT score will start improving,
Hmm.
right? So you have to start your revision after 30th April, even if you have not completed all the 19 subjects.
Definitely.
And this is very, very important.
Because when we are very, very determined about something, and this is a roadblock I often faced when I was preparing for my NEET PG entrance, was that I wanted to be very thorough with every subject. And perfectionism is the enemy of good, as
Yeah.
Rishabh keeps telling me. Right. So you have to manage your time well. Becoming the absolute authority on two or three subjects is not going to get you your
Yeah.
rank.
Yeah. So even if you completed 70% of your syllabus, start your revision. So first revision is till 30th June. Then second revision from 30th June to 14th July, so around 45 days for your second revision. And then the last 15 days, which we both are a fan of. Like last 15 days
Yeah.
are the make or break in your NEET PG rank.
Yeah.
So this is the timeline. Now, what to do in your first read?
So, in your first read, I think before you start, you need to really categorize all the 19 subjects into your weak subjects and your strong subjects. So, for example, for me, my weakest subjects were anatomy and pharmacology by far. I'm not saying I was strong at the others, but these were the ones that used to make me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so similarly, all of you will have these subjects. I had biochemistry as my Achilles heel and some minors like ENT, ophtha. They really used to make me anxious. So when you have time, it's a good idea to let go of your anxiety by making these subjects strong. A lot of students have fear in anatomy and for good reasons. So it is a good idea to spend some time. Even let's say if you're spending 20 days in anatomy now, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
because anatomy has pretty good
Yeah,
weightage.
it makes good sense to invest time in these subjects if any of these are your weak subject.
Yeah. So anatomy,
Yeah.
biochem, micro, path, pharma, forensic, community medicine, surgery, and obs and gynae. These nine
Yeah, we
subjects.
have already discussed this in a video before. We'll link it in the description box below, right? But we have already discussed what are the subjects that time and again have had the highest weightage in NEET PG.
Yeah. So these nine subjects, the ones that I've tagged, you can also take the screenshot of this uh, table, and it's widely available online on Reddit, Google. You can search it, and you'll find this table. It's in fact one of the tables that I first published in
Yeah.
the videos, and that has circulated across online platforms. But these nine subjects will have around 120 to 130 questions.
Yeah. So we have not included medicine in this because medicine is very, very vast and it might not be the subject that determines whether, you
Yeah.
are able to climb up in the ranks. So the rest of the subjects are the ones that you really, really have to have a good command on.
Yeah, and as far as weak versus strong subjects, what to read were main videos, main notes, offline class sessions, test and discussion, revision notes. So personally, like if I was in your situation and one of these nine subjects was my weak subject, I would have personally joined an offline or an online live regular batch, right? Because the main notes of all coaching institutes are pretty bulky, like they are around 500 six
Yeah.
hundred pages. You can't read them or trim it down. It's better to have a regular offline or online batch, which a lot of coachings have, in which the entire subjects gets covered in around 200 to 250 pages,
Yeah.
right? And that can really help you revise it and also narrow it down, right? So if you're weak subject, I would suggest attend a regular batch for that. And main notes, I would really not recommend you reading now, especially because they're pretty lengthy, because it will take you around 15 days to read them, and then trimming them down is again a big task.
And this I can tell you from experience because I really thought that I would go the main notes way when I was doing my week subjects. And at that time, we did not really have, main notes and online classes. So I went with the textbooks. Although it really helped my understanding, like I said, I found that I was investing way more time than I could afford in that particular subject.
Yeah, so it's a good idea to maybe join a regular batch. Some coachings have like 7 days entire obs and gynae gets covered, like 5 days entire path gets covered. So if you can join such batch, that's the best thing I would say for your weak subject. For your strong subject, I think you should directly go to your test and discussion or your rapid revision notes. They are pretty good, especially nowadays. They cover all important subjects and augment them with a lot of questions, right? So this is a detailed video that me and Aman recorded just a few days back, NEET PG 2026 strategy. We in detail tell you what all to read, what all not to read. Maybe you can check this out. I'll also link this in the description.
Yeah, and once you start doing your GTs, I know, there are some students who, if they don't get a very good score in the GT, they tend to go in a spiral and they think that, nothing is going to happen. And they are sort of become, they sort of become lax for INI because they think, oh, INI is just around the corner and I'm not getting a good score on my GT, so I'll not be able to do it. So let me skip INI altogether.
Yeah,
So that is a mistake.
yeah.
Please never, never skip any exam. What is the worst that's going to happen? You had anyway told yourself you're not going to do it, and it's not going to happen. That's the absolute worst, right?
Yeah, so INI-CT now, as students call it, it's an
It's
INI-GT,
INI-GT. Yeah.
right? So everybody gives INI just thinking that it's another GT, and
Yeah.
you should definitely give it.
And actually, your GT scores are going to, start picking up after a point. It's not going to be the highest or the best or even above average towards the beginning. So once you complete your R1, you will see that your GT is getting better, and by the end of your second revision, you will actually be able to see a lot of fruit.
Yeah. So, like that was pretty much about today's video. We wanted to basically cover the timelines since the date has finally been announced, and as every competitive exam, once the date is out, then actual padhai start hoti hai,
Mm.
right? So now the date is out. Uh, Assess your preparation first of all. Where do you stand? Whether you're an intern or you're post intern, where does your preparation stand? What are your weak subjects? If you've given the exam previously, which subjects you were getting questions wrong and wrong again, silly mistakes किसमें हो रही थी, because that will form the basis of your future strategy,
Yeah.
right? So that is all from our side. All the very best. We'll
All the very best, guys.
we'll keep coming and mentoring you online. And if you have any query, you can message both me and Oishika. Oishika's handle is dr.oishika on Instagram, and mine is dr.rishabh2970. Right? So you can both message us on Instagram, and we'll be happy to answer your queries. If you have any queries, you can also mention them in the comment section. We'll reply. Bye.
Bye.